Hello everyone, many thanks for finding time to always watch Ebro TV. I'm Linda Alela Matambo, and today on News in Focus, we want to focus on these looming activities, down our schools and our children. And we're wondering, why is it that at this particular time, we're getting issues with our children, in schools and everything, is on them banning schools and all that. And we're having questions. We all want to understand what could be the reason behind this. And anyway, that's not important. The reason is, yes, well, it is important, but now we need to get a lifetime solution. We need to get a long-term solution. Because if my memory serves me right, last year at a point like this, sometimes in August, I was seated right at this place talking about the same. And now 1 year down the line, no solution. Of course, it just went down the ground, but then nonetheless, we are experiencing the same thing again. And of course, joining me on board, we have James Kigecha. Man, that name, James Kigecha Gachugu. I think he's going to say it himself because more of G's and H and all that, it gets me confused. But nonetheless, he's going to tell us. James is from Long Foundation, and of course, a guy who's a youth leader and are going down the ground with the foundation to get to the youths and get to understand them, and more so, marching into schools. And we've been having questions. We've been querying parents, we've been talking to teachers, we've been talking to the students themselves, wanting to know what could be the cause. But we have forgotten these very important people, these mentors, these counselors who go to our schools and talk to our children. And James, that's the reason why today I've decided to bring you on board, as a mentor, as a counselor, as a person who deals with these children one-on-one, as a person who deals with the youth one-on-one. And I'm sure at some point in time, you've dealt with very many of them.
Sure.
And you do not even know them, you do not know their backgrounds and everything, but sometimes they kind of find it very comfortable to confide in you, which could be a total different when it comes to confiding with their teachers and their parents. And before we even get to know the problem and the many solutions that we can bring on board, I think we need to get to hear from you, just tell us what basically you do on ground.
Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm James Kigecha, not Kigecha.
Yeah, it is very Gachugu, wow, all right.
Yeah, I'm James Kigecha Gachugu, an elected youth leader from Gatundu North.
All right.
I'm also a project manager in Long Foundation, an organization which basically deals with training high school students and supporting their projects.
All right.
We mentor them, we build their self-esteem through our trainings, and we have, since 2011 till to date, we have been dealing with that with Long Foundation. And apart from that, I'm also in the Liquor Control Board in Gatundu North Sub-County, which is in Kiambu County.
All right, Liquor Control Board. What were kunyu kabisa?
Yeah, in fact, I was so happy when I got that chance of liquor control, because now at least we have really worked on, previously students used to sneak and get...
known for that.
Yeah, they used to go and sneak and get some chupas there.
School, yeah.
But actually, we have done a good job, pretty good job, because right now, if we can get from different teachers, you can. I know you always hear from the news, or sometimes you report it.
Yeah.
That maybe sometimes you hear there are some students who are in some police station. Yeah, that is part of our intelligence.
All right.
Yeah, even some makangas, some border guys, they come and give us the information, then we forward it to the relevant authority. Anyway, we have been dealing with students since 2011.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes on within the school that even the society need to know more about it, so that they will be able to understand students more.
All right. Well, so much has been said, like I said earlier on, we've blamed the students, we've blamed the teachers, we've blamed the parents, we've questioned them, we've asked them for solutions. But I can't remember, well, we've also had to speak to counselors, back in school, the counselors who deal with the students like on a daily basis, the counseling session of the school.
Sure.
So this is a counselor that the students are conversant with, they know very well. But then we've not talked about the mentors now, you people who go down, visit schools, different schools and everything, and get their notions. And the reason why I thought of calling you is because there's a point in time I thought of doing this.
Okay.
I think I've shared it. I thought of going to schools and mentoring students and all that. I kind of felt like it was good, and I thought that I had good information for the students and all that. And now when I was on ground, And you know, there was this question moment. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And somebody back at home knows also. Like there was this question answer session, and you know, moment, and you're told write something that you think you would want to know, or a question that you have, you know, and forward it so that we get to answer. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I was looking at those questions. I was looking at how the students had opened up. I swear that was my first and my last time to do that.
I understand you.
I got scared because they were so real, and there are things that I was looking at, and I'm thinking, oh my God, do the students, do the teachers know this? Do their parents know this?
No,
and how is it that they're handling it? And I was even scared that, okay, well, I might get my pay, but then at the end of the day, will I have helped this particular student? And they open up a lot. And there could be a mystery that you as mentors could be having, could be knowing out of all these triggers that are coming on board. So maybe you can tell us something about that, and maybe you could be having an answer to all this drama that is going on.
Thank you. I understand it when you say about you are shocked to hear what goes on within the students. Okay, what drives me so much is the passion for the youth. Remember that stage of youth in human life is the most sensitive stage, because it is changing from childhood to adulthood, and this is where you get choices in between 11, 12 years up to 18 years. That is the most critical stage in everyone's life. And I want to touch a little bit about radicalization, which we all know.
We all know
about it.
It's rampant.
Those people, you can ask yourself why they don't target adults, but they target those high school students who are in between the age of 12 years up to
around
18, 15 there. You see? Because it is easy to brainwash them and to twist them. There was a time we support projects that students come up with, and basically what I always prefer, I always like it when a student explains to me whatever they are doing in that project. I don't like matrons and patrons explaining.
What projects would you like? What projects are we talking
like
about?
For instance, we had computers. Some student wanted to buy computers in Gatundu North, and we supported those projects. Those schools from Gatundu North, I know they know what I'm talking about. And it happened that I went to a school, and I wanted to know about the project which they were doing. Then I was accompanied by the matron. By the patron. So when we went there, the student couldn't even speak, and they were the ones who were doing the project. So when I realized
fear of the patron, or something?
Exactly, fear or not. Let me not
fear, respect. Let's call it respect. I don't know.
What I will term it is lack of confidence of something. You know, there's difference between fear, respect and confidence. That this person is here, because if someone is doing something and he's not able to explain whatever he's doing, that means that that person there's something that is lacking in terms of confidence. So when the teacher went, I asked the teacher to wait for me in the office, and so that I could spend some time with the students. I'm telling you, Linda, I made one of the best clips of the projects which I was monitoring that year. Because the student opened up, and even I went to the office and I showed the patron how the student presented the project.
I'm sure the patron herself, him or herself, was shocked. Like
exactly, even the principal, because they were with the principal. So what I'm trying to say is that during this critical age, they have to be taken with a lot of caution or a lot of care. They should be handled in a way, because they are so delicate at that stage.
Well, does it mean that as parents, as teachers, well, they're not giving them that delicate, that delicate, you know, care and all that?
There's okay, thank you for that question. There's a way you can handle something out of its delicacy, and then it will fall. And there's a way you can mold it in a way that it can be able to sustain itself. You understand what I'm saying? So when I talk about handling them, here I mean understanding them. You know, sometimes you find that students are understanding teachers and parents before a parent or a teacher
gets to understand them.
And I give you an instance. You find a student gets or tricks a teacher and he makes his way out
Right,
or her way out.
Well, I've done that a couple of times.
You see?
Yes.
Or even or that student twisting her parents or his parents and then doing something which is wrong. What I mean is, when you're dealing with students, you have to put yourself first in those shoes. Remember, you passed in that stage, so you know exactly what happens in that stage. I want to touch so much on self-esteem, because
very important.
Actually, according to what is happening right now, I won't blame students so much, because it is like that. It shows whatever the society is growing.
Okay, well, in as much as we would not blame the students, or you would not blame the students, so are we saying it is so strict a measure to have them, you know, behind bars, to have them, you know, even being denied transfer rights and all that? You know, sometimes, like, in case you found as a culprit, now the government is saying that you are not going to be allowed to transfer to another school. So that means that could be the end of that child, because if you're not given a leeway to another school, then what about you? You're in Form 3 or something, then it means it's as good as you're done with school. And chances are you are the very same person who's going to give us trouble later on in life, because you missing out on education, I mean, is as good as saying that we're as good as dead a country.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say, if you can only give me some minutes, I finish my statement.
All right.
What I mean when I say that it is,
you
like,
don't blame them.
I don't blame them so much, because if a kid makes a mistake, let's say your kid or my kid makes a mistake, will you blame the kid or will you blame the parent?
I think that is what is eating us right here.
Exactly.
Now, because we
have to dig
do not
deep.
know whom to
you know,
blame.
for you to solve something. This is something which happened last year, and this year it's
is
getting worse,
and it's worse.
So if you don't act something right now, next year but one,
we're expecting the same or even worse.
So what I'm trying to say, why are these students behaving the way they are behaving? If you want to solve a problem, first dig deep and get the source of all these problems. First of all, to my knowledge, is this unrest always happens during exam time. As I was growing, as I was growing, I used to be told, if you don't get an A, if you don't get a B, then your life will be miserable. You see?
What happens to the students who are getting the A's? And actually, somebody was asking, why is it that the likes of Alliance and those people, we're not getting strikes, we're not getting issues down
so there. What we are doing, that's why I told you, we have to blame the society more. As much as we blame the student, we have to blame the students more. The society more, which is raising these students. We try to put that mindset that unless you step in campus or any other college, your life is miserable. So what will happen with this kid? This is exams which are coming. I have to look for somewhere to save myself. I'm not supporting students, but that is what I'm thinking. That mindset, that trying to show students that if you perform badly, if you get D, if you get E, there is no life after. That is one bad mindset that we have tried to install to our students. So you find that when it comes to that time of examination, they will tend to fear. And when fear comes, what next? Prevention or protection.
Yes, to them that makes sense. Like, it looks like it's the best thing to do right now. You know.
I have told you, I mentor students, and one of the things I teach them is that there is life after high school.
Okay, well, speaking of that, I think to get a solution, you know, a lifetime solution towards this, some people have recommended that it's necessary for us to empower them with skills, you know, outward skills and everything. Do you think it is very, very good for them to get the skills?
That's a very good idea. Personally, what we do with the organization, we teach them on entrepreneurship, how they can start their small businesses. We teach them on community service, how they can be volunteers, and how they can bring services, bring back to the community or to the society, as we are doing. We also teach them about leadership skills. We teach them on how to be servant leaders. We teach them on how they can lead themselves, even without someone watching them. We also teach them about health, how they can live, they can stay with good health. So basically, as you have said, giving them those skills, it will be one of the best pillars in solving some of these problems.
All right.
Because at least they will be having hope. If you want someone if you want to help someone quit stuff like drugs,
yeah, you
give
get something
them hope
that is
of
going
life.
to
Exactly, you see,
distract
give
them.
them hope of life.
Right.
But if you keep on condemning them, they will keep on doing whatever you are condemning them not to do. But if you try to get closer to them, know what is eating them, that is where you can be able to save them. So what I'm trying to say is, if we can give them those skills like what Long Foundation does in some of the school. I can show you some students, and maybe some of them are watching us.
All right.
If you get on my Facebook page, you'll see some of them writing whatever they are doing right now, and what we used to train them in 2011, 2012, they're implementing it in other life. So what I was saying is, if we try to cut that mindset of trying to show these kids that if you don't perform well, you will. There is life after school. There is life after those results. Definitely, they will not fear the exams. You see. Then I was talking about society, blaming the society.
All right.
There is this guy, a Nyeri guy, who was sent. I don't know whether you heard that story, Juicy. There was this guy from Nyeri who was sent, I think, some jerrycans of petrol. Of gas by students, and then instead of getting the gas, he called the chief. That guy is a very good example.
That was great.
Exactly.
Which is what we, and that brings me to the question: where are the students getting all this? Sincerely speaking,
that is the point. That is where I was going. I was going to chip in, because you see, a student, if there is someone who sold that petrol, that gas. There is someone who transported that gas. And in fact,
they knew very well that this could be
dangerous. And they knew these are students whom students whom don't have vehicles or machines.
So there's no way they could be in need of the petrol.
Exactly. So that's why I'm blaming the society so much, because maybe that student went and gave someone 1,000 shillings so that gas can be transported from petrol station to the school. You see, that is why I was telling you, as much as I blame the students, I also blame very much the society. Because I have never seen a student selling a gas in a gas station.
I know. Yeah. But somehow they find their way.
But somehow they find their way there. They get the gas, and then they are able to go and accomplish their mission in school.
In schools and all that. And anyway, it is absurd that, well, I'm not saying it would be good for us to lose lives, but these were cases, they were rare cases, and used to be, banked on the fact that maybe sometimes there's this prefect or this captain that you do not like, so you feel like you just want to torture their lives and all that. But the cases that have been there currently, like, we've not lost lives at some point in time. So it looks like all the students are always ready. Like, this is bound to happen. They are on the alert. That no one is caught unawares.
That's true.
So it looks like it's something that has been, planned so well with the entire student body.
It's something which have been strategically planned. You see, where I was telling you that as much as I blame the students, I will blame the society. I bet now you're getting where I was driving in.
Yeah.
There is what we call parents. You find the parents who are, we now, because now we are the parents.
Yes.
In our time, I remember if my dad could go in that school and just a hint, and then he gets just a little hint that I was caught maybe doing something wrong.
I know.
I know what, only me knows what could have happened.
I know.
You see, nowadays, you find a student is so notorious. But when a parent is given the information, they tend to see as if there is kuonewa. That is the word they use.
I know.
Unaonea mtoto wangu. You see, it's like you don't like my kid. Then you find a parent, instead of trying to discipline or try to investigate why the teacher is pointing his son, they prefer transfer.
I know. Transfer has, well, I don't know if it's right. These measures that have been put up on the transfer, say, what do you think about that? Because remember, like I said earlier, you also deal with youths who have cleared high school, and school and all that later on. So it means if this person cannot get clear access for restaurants, fire and all that, it means then maybe they're going to stop from going to school. So how do you deal with such a thing?
You know, and I used to tell my, there's another parent I was guiding his kid, and I told him, transfer is not the solution, unless there is health issues. Because remember, he is moving from this school, or she is moving from this school to another school. So she is going to meet students and teachers and staffs, school staff. But
what happens, you know, as a parent, you'd not want this kid to transfer maybe, but now the school demands that the kid
you transfers
or go, like is expelled. So what do you do?
How I have come to see through my experience, and I don't know whether I'm so right. Most teachers don't like transferring so much. They like discipline. Because they, you know, majority of the teachers, I'm not supporting teachers, but majority of them, they have passion. Because like in our clubs, you have matrons and patrons.
Because
and
they are parents too, by the way.
Yeah, you find that we don't pay them for being patrons or matrons in those clubs. It's passion. Yeah, I have teachers that can show you that this teacher is working out of passion, not out of money. What they do, they try to change. At the all teachers would like to change those bad, or not bad, those indisciplined, let me use the word indisciplined students for a change. They would like to use them as examples in future.
That yes, this person was
this guy was like this and then he changed. He did this and that. I don't like to blame anyone here, but most parents are the ones who come up with the issue of transfer. Because do you know how they come up with that issue? They come today, maybe the kid was suspended for maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and then after those 2 weeks, when they come there for the BOG, maybe the teacher is busy somewhere else, so the teacher will refer them to another day. So they see as if they are.
I know there's that friction and all that.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, transfer is not the solution.
The solution, yeah.
You will not transfer your kid from your house.
That's for sure.
You see, you don't escape from problem. You face, you solve it. You see, so that is what I told that parent. Instead of transferring this kid, why don't you dig deep and know why of all these students in the whole school, she is pointing at my kid? Why? There must be something.
Well, on that, you know, before you even get to finish, as we get to wind up, it's very important that we get to know as mentors, as counselors, as people who support students out there in projects and all that. Do you also get to the teachers, to talk to the teachers in a different way, and also the parents at a point in time, or it's just about the kids and that's it? Okay,
basically what we had done, we have been talking to students, basically students. We have never talked to parents unless individually. Personally, I know there are parents who are watching at me and knowing that I did something to their kid. But with the program, this is now we are trying to come up with a program whereby we'll be talking even to parents. With teachers, every time you go to a school,
you have to,
and you open a program, we always talk to those teachers. And I'm very happy because many schools, we have seen impact in our program in those schools. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Unfortunately, time. But nonetheless, I'm sure we're going to have you some other time, you know, so that we get to expand. Like we said earlier on, we need a lifetime solution. We need a long-term solution for that matter. We do not want to sit here next year again on the same story, or months from now and all that. And we're grateful for the work that your organization is doing, and we're hoping that we're going to get the best and, of course, rest for all these issues. So many thanks for always finding time to be here with us. I'm Linda Alela Mathambu. To the team that has made the program a success, asante sana, and until next time, keep it Ebru TV.